Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with Atak Sportz for this Monday, September 14th, 2015. Hope everyone had a good weekend, especially Michigan. A lot of football happening. College football, both Michigan and Michigan State won their games. But college, I'm not a big fan of. I'm more into pro football, as this weekend, finally, pro football is back. It was, of course, week 1 of the NFL's regular season. It all kicked off on Thursday with the reigning Super Bowl champions, the Cheaters. The New England Patriots. Well, some people call them Cheaters. As they took on the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the first game on Thursday night, it was decent. It was an exciting, decent game. I give Steelers credit. They look good. They got the new running guy that was formerly of New Orleans Saints. He lost a lot of weight. The problem with the Steelers, despite having some good drives, they couldn't finish. Kind of like the Cowboys last night, but they finally finished good, as we all know. But the Steelers could not finish. They couldn't score. But when Tom Brady, who was back for the whole courtroom drama surrounding Deflategate, he was back on the field, and boy oh boy did he prove that he was back, motherfucker. 28-21, big touchdown passes, including a couple of the Gronk. Yeah, Gronk got mostly on the touchdown passes. But it was without controversy. We got a new scandal. Headphone gates. Apparently, all the headphones, including the Steelers, was queued up to the Pittsburgh's enemy Patriots radio network. Filed a complaint. I heard Coach Tomlin did file a complaint. First Deflategate now. I love football. But enough with the fucking scandals already! Whoever's making these scandals up, you're fired. He was like, come on, man. Anyway, we had Thursday. We had, of course, the first full day of football. Tough to be beat. Bears lost the first game. They blew a lead. They had a lead against the Packers at the half. First time the Bears had led the Packers at home since 2007 at the half. But Aaron Rodgers, like Tom Brady, once he gets going, you can't stop him. Even without Jordy Nelson, who's out for the season, their new guy, who they got to replace him, did pretty well with 2 big touchdown receivers from here, beating the Bears in a comeback, 31-23. Then the Packers did beat the Bears. Other games include the Broncos taking on the Ravens in a no offensive touchdown. It was a rough game, 19-13, as Mark Trestman, the former coach of the Bears, is now the defensive coordinator for the Ravens. So he lost, so did John Fox, the former Broncos coach, and the Broncos won without him, even with no offensive TDs. Meanwhile, Bills got destroyed by the Bills with the new coach, Rex Ryan. They showed the Jets a thing or two as they won their first game against the Colts. Jets won their game to destroy the Browns. But in Detroit, we're like, when it comes to the Lions, oh God. There's a phrase around here that a lot of people are trying not to say now. Same old Lions. Well, for the first half, they got a great touchdown drive. The first drive was awesome against the Chargers. And then the defense kind of did the job for a bit, but then they sucked it a little bit in the later half. And I was like, hopefully they didn't peak too soon. Unfortunately, they peaked too soon. Despite having a great first half, leading 21-3, Phillip Rivers got the comeback trail, 33-28, as Lions blew another lead and lost their first game. No Kevin Johnson involved, although there was a cool drive from Abdullah, the new guy, and a great interception thrown by Rivers, returned for a touchdown, but that was it. All the exciting shit happened in the first half. You know, normally the Lions would never blow a lead. Well, that's the old Lions. The old Lions would get a lead, then blow it. And they showed up last night. It wasn't the new Lions we were hoping for. Same old Lions. I know a lot of my friends hate it when I say same old Lions. A lot of my friends hate me when I say it. A lot of my fans are diehard Lions fans. So when they hear that phrase, it gets them. Especially when they sucked like they did yesterday. Chargers should have been an easy win. They're taking on the Vikings next week. Should be easy win, but We shall see. Because usually the same old Lions, when they are supposed to beat easy teams, they lose. So after yesterday, we're trying to hit the panic button, but maybe not hitting the panic button after they blew a lead last night. So hopefully don't again, like the Tigers. Anyway, other games including a big overtime thriller as Seattle Seahawks made the mistake again, like what happened at Super Bowl, doing overtime. Won the Marshall Lynch in overtime, ended up being thwarted, and the St. Louis Rams won. Amazing. 34-31. It was a heartbreaking loss for the Seahawks, and they got trolled big time by the Rams and their fans. I think the Chiefs destroyed the Texans 27-20. Saints lost to the Cardinals 31-19. And in the first game for I'm going to say some of the Lions fans will probably like, oh, we missed Sue on defense, because defense don't care without him, but they gave up a lot of points in that second half. But for those of you saying, oh, we missed Sue, I heard he stopped on somebody again at the Miami game. So we don't miss him that much. We don't miss the face. That's the only thing we don't miss. The face that he brings. Then the Sunday night game. Loopy game against the Giants and the Cowboys. Turnovers, Palooza, especially in the Dallas side. Dropped passes, fumbles, all that stuff. And the Cowboys had good drives. Like I said this about the Steelers. Steelers had some good drives, but they couldn't finish. They couldn't score touchdowns. Same with the Cowboys. They got some good drives, but they couldn't score touchdowns. They kept scoring field goals. And it was kind of weird when Giants led at the half. It was like loopy game because Cowboys had the ball more. And they could have taken advantage of the Giants having a lot of injuries. But Giants hung in there. But then the last quarter came. I thought it was done. I thought the Giants were going to win. And then the Cowboys pulled off the miraculous comeback in that last minute. After the Giants got a big down at the end zone, instead of taking the sack and preventing a punt and having the Dallas Cowboys start the one, they went for the drive anyway and had to punt the ball, and the Dallas Cowboys had the big comeback with Witten getting a big touchdown pass from Romo despite the interceptions he thrown and the drop passes. Well, it wasn't really Romo's fault. He didn't throw any interceptions. His players kept dropping the ball and fumbling it. It wasn't really Romo's fault. It was his wide receiver's fault. But as good as the team, they won. It was like, wow, what a comeback. Especially in the last seconds of the game. So I hate the Giants. So there you go. They won, but they got to pay the price. A lot of people got injured yesterday during the games, including Dez Bryant, who injured a bone in his leg. He's out for a couple of weeks, so we'll see how they do without him. They did well without him, but they survived by the skin of their teeth. They're taking the win, but they probably got a lot of work to do. They want to reprise as division champs. They played sloppy in the first half. They try to come back in the second half. We'll see if they play cohesively next week. We have 2 more games tonight, though. Still ahead of Monday Night Football. Kickoff, we have the Eagles taking on the Falcons. And in San Francisco 49ers, after a rough postseason and regular season as well, losing Jim Harbaugh and having one of the worst seasons of their career, after making it to the Super Bowl, including losing to, of all teams, the Raiders, who lost yesterday, they will take on the Vikings today. So that's your doubleheader for Monday Night Football on ESPN. It used to be on ABC, now it's on ESPN. Now, with their wrestling news, before we get to WWE and Raw preview, big Raw before Night of Champions tonight. TNA, I don't post anything about them anymore, but I still watch. It's not I've said a little bit about them last couple of Atak Sportz. They're not as good anymore. Ring of Honor's better. I'm going to Ring of Honor in Kalamazoo. That's how big of a Ring of Honor fan I'm starting to be. We had the Global Force Invasion. Got Lethal Lockdown this week to see who gets control. But anyway, it's been a lot of news about TNA's future. About their contract with Destination America ending this month, and they might get canceled. No one on that yet, but they are inducting a new person into the TNA Hall of Fame. The all WWE people that should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Sting, who's in, should be in WWE Hall of Fame soon because he's in WWE now. The Dudleys, Team 3D, they should get Hall of Fame soon now they're back in WWE. And Jarrett just got in, who deserves it because he's a TNA original. But now, the first ever referee. Not only to get inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, but first referee to get into any wrestling Hall of Fame, period. Again, deserving. Once again, Ratio was WWE Hall of Fame that inducted him. Earl Hepner. Earl Hepner is going to be inducted to the TNA Hall of Fame. Of course, he's been in a lot of controversies from the Montreal school job, among other things, but he's been a legendary referee. It's kind of cool of all referees to get the first induction to any wrestling Hall of Fame. That's awesome to see it's Earl Hepner. He deserves it. He is a legend referee. He's been in so many storylines, whether it's in the era of the McMahon-Hemsley era or in TNA. He's been in TNA since 2005. He is very excited he'll be inducted on October the 3rd. The day before Bound for Glory in North Carolina will be inducted in his hometown of Salem, Virginia. Where's his home state? He released a statement saying that when I received the call from TNA and they told me I was being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, I was stunned and my eyes welled up with tears. I've been working for 37 years for this incredible honor. It is rare for a referee in any sport to be recognized in this way, and I'm very proud that TNA is recognizing me as the first referee to be ever inducted into a professional wrestling Hall of Fame. And he deserves it. So congrats to you, Earl Hepner, for being inducted to the TNA Hall of Fame, even as TNA. Now, on with our Raw preview tonight, the final Raw before Night of Champions. We got the top four questions that must be answered tonight. Question number 4. Who will be on Miz TV tonight? Now, it was just announced on WWE's website and also throughout their social media outlets that The Miz is promising a monumental Miz TV because it's the season premiere. I hate when they do that. The season premiere, they have no off season. But they're parodying the fact that a lot of shows are coming back for the fall, so that's why they have these season premieres. So since it's the season premiere of Raw, Miz is promising guests who are bigger than huge. The Hardy Boys. Because I'm hearing rumors that since Team 3D's back, the Dudley Boys are back, the Hardy Boys may come back after Jeff Hardy's contract is up. That would be cool. But I mentioned Miz TV, they're going to promise some guests, but it's sad trombone, played by the New Day. Anyway, should be interesting Miz TV, especially going before Night of Champions. So we'll see if the Miz TV guests are worth all the hype. Now, see what happens with Miz TV. Question number 3. Who will walk out with the tag team titles and the Divas title? Now, tonight we have 2 big title matches. The tag team titles, the primetime players get the rematch against the New Day, and the winner takes on the Dudley Boys, as we should have thought, at Night of Champions. And also, despite the fact that it's already scheduled for Night of Champions, today, Charlotte, on the historic 200th or something day of Nikki Bella's title reign to try to tie or break the record and be the longest women's champion since AJ, will defend the title tonight against Charlotte, trying to spoil Nikki's celebration. I said this in my Raw review tonight. I said in my Raw review last week that no matter what, the Charlotte-Nikki match will still happen at Night of Champions, no matter who wins. Whether Charlotte wins clean and Nikki enforces a rematch clause, or there's a screw-ending, a disqualification, or a countout, or interference causing a DQ. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. So let's see if Charlotte does spoil Nikki's celebrations tonight. Question number 2. That is question number 2. I am sorry. I skipped the question. The Divas and Tag Team titles, that's question number 2. Question number 3 is actually will there be any other matches be added for Night of Champions? We still have one more title to find out who's taking on who. We got Rusev and Ziggler signed. We got the 6-man tag, the mystery guy. with Ambrose and Reigns against the Wyatts. Either it's Corbin or Warren. Both want one. And you know the Dudleys will take on the winner of the night's tag team title match, but we still do not know who's taking on Ryback. Hope it's not Big Show, but I think it's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is starting a feud with Ryback. Because he ended this feud with Cesaro in a great feud with him. Now he's going for the IC Championship. If he can't get a US title, he can get the IC. It'd be great as IC champion. It'd be great to regain his momentum after losing to Cena for 2 pay-per-views in a row. So we'll see if those matches get added tonight. And a pre-show. Will we actually get a pre-show match this month? We didn't get one at SummerSlam. And finally, question number 1. What will go down between all 3 participants in the 2 major title matches, Sting, John Cena, and Seth Rollins. Now, Sting loves Sting, but his comical Joker Sting that he was in TNA is not exactly working. He was pranking Rollins with the statue last week. Looking back on it, it was like, silly. I love the mysterious, spooky Sting, not the comical Sting. That worked in TNA, but not in WWE. So hopefully he can be rebounded after that screwy up last week, make him more mysterious this week than crazy and goofy like he was last week. Of course, Cena was in a 6-man tag with Rollins, and Rollins is probably in a bad mood after his rough night last week. His statue getting destroyed and losing both his matches. Getting warmed up for Night Championship, he was put in 2 matches, losing the Ryback with a little help from Sting on the Titantron, and losing a 6-man tag against Cena in the Primetime Players. So, we'll see if Rollins can turn his life around and get back on track and get himself momentum back in his favor for his 2 title defenses of the Night Champions. We'll find out all this and more tonight on Monday Night Raw at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. And that is it for the Atak Sportz for today. Stay tuned later on to this channel for my Raw review. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the sports news from Zach. See ya, yeah.